Right, so next thing we're going to look at is going over a 90-degree edge. I don't know, 80% of rope access jobs, you start at the top, you go over, you come back up, you know. So it's the bread and butter really, and it's something you'll have to do to get through your level 1. So we also have to use one of these comfort seats or work seats. This is one of the Petzl ones, really comfy. I'm going to clip it round my harness and into my central D-ring. I am going to put it through the Mayon and the D-ring, because then it's more comfortable when you're in ascent. So you just have a quick look at that, just going through there and there. So it doesn't matter whether I'm on my ID or my chest ascender, the weight's always transferred. Right, so that's in, and then adjust it right. I've had this on before, so it's set to me. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our backup on before we go near the edge. So put your ASAP on. Make sure that the arrow is pointing to the anchors. Okay. I'm going to slide that down to the edge. And then the next thing we're going to need is some rope protection. Although this is a scaff tube, you know, most parapet edges on work sites, they can be lethal, you know, concrete edges or, you know, cladding. It's really important that it's well protected. So I'm going to tie what we call a prusik knot, and I'm going to tie it on the backup rope. So all we do is have it like that, pull the rope protector through, so that will be a lark's foot, and then we're going to pass it round. You just poking it through twice basically. Now I'm going to pull it tight. That's what you used to climb up ropes with before they invented all this fancy stuff. All right, so that's going to go over the edge, so I can check the distance, and then I'm going to open it up so that we're ready to go. There's a couple of schools of thought on this at the minute, whether you want one rope protector or a rope protector on each rope, but we'll leave that up to you guys. So I've got that set for going over. Now I need to thread in my working line. So I'm going to basically want to end up hanging there when I go over. So what I'm going to do is open my descender, and I'm going to take that point and I'm going to thread it in at the top of my descender, and then I'm going to lock it off. I resisted the urge to pull the slack through then, because in theory when I step over now I should be in the right place. So just before I go over, I'm going to start to close my rope protector, and then I'm going to climb over, and then just before I sit down I need to make sure everything's correct and running, and then as I sit down with a bit of rope stretch from the rigging, I am in the perfect position, so I can adjust, close my rope protector up. Obviously if this was a sharp edge you'd want carpet on it, you'd want all sorts. That's it really. Keep your knees out. At this point here, it's normally when you realise you've forgotten something, you've got to climb back over. And then we just descend down. Okay, so I'm going to come back up again now. So I'm just climbing back up. Going back over an edge, I'm going to start to open my rope protector. Keep my back up high. Now the temptation is, when I get here, is just to climb straight over. But one of the big problems with that is, these chest ascenders are only designed for a static load, so as soon as I start to introduce slack into it, if I slipped, I could damage that, I could damage the rope, or it could just pop off. So it's much safer if we change back into descent lock your descender off, take my clamp jammers off, so that if I did slip when I was going over, it wouldn't damage the rope and it wouldn't damage the device. Voila.